you can change your life in 1 year. Think about it. Doesn't that make you excited? If it does, this is a huge sign that the life that you have right now is not the life that you want. And honestly, chances are you have had some New Year's resolution. And maybe you wrote them down, or maybe you had them in your head. Maybe it's things that you keep telling yourself over and over again for years. Look at your life right now. Has anything changed? I bet if you clicked on this video, it's because you want a different life for yourself, but your life is still the same thing it's ever been. You actually haven't seen a change. There's a saying that actually really makes a lot of sense to me. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. Whatever you aspire to have in your life right now, you're going to have to let go, to cut off, to sacrifice, to get rid of so many things in your life right now. It's going to cost you early mornings. It's going to cost you difficult conversations. It's going to cost you late nights. It's going to cost you bravery, courage to do things differently. There's a lot of things that you're going to sacrifice from your comfort zone to get the life that you want. Why are you afraid of letting go of that life that you don't want? You don't like the job that you have. You want to leave that relationship that you're in. You want to have a healthy and fit and lean body. Or maybe you don't like the amount of money you have in your bank account. There are so many things about your life that you do not want. And you want your life to be completely different. You have a vision for yourself. You're the only one that can go and get it for yourself. No one cares to do the work for you for what you desire. You're the only one that needs your own back here. I mean, I got your back too. I want you to get what you want, because if the world was a better place, we would all feel happier. If everyone worked on themselves, got healthy, got fit, and was able to serve humanity in a kind way, we will all benefit from that. So I encourage you to get your life into your own hands. But you're the one that actually has to do the work. So you might be afraid right now. You might be actually afraid to go after the life that you want. Maybe you're afraid of failure. Maybe you're afraid of the unknown. But ultimately, you have to think you're really just afraid of what people think of you. The only thing that's holding you back is the opinions of others. Because if you did something and failed and no one knew and no one was watching, I mean, you'd just be like, okay, I can start over and do it again. There's no pressure, but you are afraid of trying something, of putting yourself out there and having people judge you for that. And I hate that, because the people that will judge you for trying to get what you want and maximize your life and your potential are losers. And the fact that you give your time, that you ruin your life because of their opinion, that's making you just as much as a loser as they are. People like me support you. People that want to go after their life support you as well, because we know what it takes. We know the courage it takes, how uncomfortable it is, the fact that we will fail, the fact that we will feel embarrassed. We know the hardship that comes in the pursuit of what we desire. So we will respect that. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with, and we do not judge, because we're going through the same thing. The people that will judge you are people that are too afraid to try. So how do people actually make a change? Everyone's looking for a hack, a secret, or some revolutionary, information that will change everything and make it easy. But it's literally just self-discipline. To make a commitment and stay on that track. To go all in. The secret is no secret. It's literally self-discipline. There's nothing out there that you will learn that will be like, that's what's missing. That's why it hasn't been working. The reason why it hasn't been working is because you haven't put in the work. I want you to be self-disciplined by creating some sort of structure. Because maybe you want your life to change. And I understand if you don't exactly know what that looks like. Perhaps you don't really know what you truly want, and that's normal. I've been there. You still want some structure in your schedule, because if you have too much flexibility, that will be chaos. And your brain will always veer you towards self-sabotage. It will always try to do what's comfortable, and that's where you won't achieve your dreams, because you'll indulge in instant gratification. So you want to create some routine, some structure, because creativity comes from structure. Creativity to discover who you want to be and what you want to pursue and what purposes that you have, that will come from structure. So I want you to look at your life and prioritize what needs to be prioritized and cut out anything that doesn't align towards your goals. If your goal is self-development, because let's say you don't know what your goals are, you don't know who you want to be. If your goal is just to discover who you want to be, well, make sure that anything like social media, like partying, drinking, video games, anything that doesn't help you achieve that goal, cut it out of your life. And I know this is extreme, but if you want extreme results, you need to do extreme actions. And this is not going to be forever. Just dedicate 1 year of your life, 1 year. And then maybe a year from now, who knows where your life would be, but maybe you'll be engaged in so many communities, maybe an organization, maybe a new job, new people around you where you will have a purpose. If you don't put yourself out there and try, you're just going to stay stagnant. You're going to stay comfortable and average. But I bet that's not what you want. I bet you want to reach your potential. And you have to discover that for yourself by going all in. If you have too many possibilities to do whatever you want throughout the day, you're not helping yourself. That will hinder your decision making, and that will also hinder your progress and your evolution. So you need to limit your options and sacrifice tons of easy, comfortable, fun things that ruin your future. Because if you don't love yourself right now, if you don't love where you're at right now, this is the result of the actions you took in the past. Whatever your life looks like right now is the result of what you've done in the past. Do you realize that? So if you change what you do right now, your future has to look different. It has to. And you can even control what your future looks like if you are intentional about the actions you take. If you want to get fit, you go to the gym and you eat clean and you stay consistent, you will get fit. There's not a weird genetic or your body's different than everybody else and you're not going to change. You will change. We're not that different one from the other. Some people are going to judge you. They're going to say it's extreme that you go all in. It's extreme that you aren't hanging out with people anymore, that you wake up at 6 a.m., that you stay up late working on your side hustle, that you cut out all the junk food. People will judge you for that. You don't care about those people because you don't want your life to look like most people. You want your life to look like your dream life. And that requires you to not do what the average person does. If someone actually does insult you to your face or behind your back, those people operate at a lower frequency than you are. The vibration is just really terrible. And no one remembers those people. No one remembers the people that keep complaining, gossiping, or being negative and pessimistic. And if no one's going to remember them when they die, why you choose to remember their words and let them affect you today? You're someone that's trying to create a legacy, while those people that are judging you are going to be nobodies. So be ready. You're going to go through hard times. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel self-doubt. You're going to be insecure about decisions you make. It's going to be uncomfortable. But the discomfort of growth is more valuable than the illusion of safety. What feels safe right now is actually so risky. What is safe and conventional today is to get a job, pay your taxes, buy a house, get married, die kind of broke, have tons of debt, like that's normal. What type of life is that? To me, that is a death sentence. If you want to have a life that is worth living, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to delay gratification. You have to think outside of the box and take risks. And just trust that whenever you have a setback, whenever you have an obstacle or a challenge, that's a huge growth opportunity and you can always overcome them. You're only going to lose if you quit, if you give up, if you're not trying. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to stay resilient and I'm going to get after what you want, you're good. There's actually only two things that matters. It's your dreams and your plans to get there. Anything else that doesn't align with that should not even be a worry in your life. Be clear about what you want, whatever that is, and then stick to the plan to get there. And whatever gets thrown on your way is part of your story. It's part of your path. Embrace that, overcome that, and you will get what you want. Your life will change. Don't have a plan B. Have plan A, and you're going to win or you're going to die trying. You got this. I believe in you. I also want to talk about self-sabotaging a little bit, because there are so many toxic behaviors that are keeping you from being consistent. And one of the things that is probably the root cause of why you haven't made a change so far is your mindset, your limiting beliefs, what you think you deserve, or how unfortunate your life was, or just a fixed mindset of how life works. Every time you put a limiting belief about yourself or how the world works and what you deserve, you are creating that new reality. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So whatever limiting beliefs you have about yourself, let's say one of my limiting beliefs was, I'm not smart. I used to think I was just not an intelligent person, because I thought that if you were intelligent, you would remember everything. You wouldn't have to study. You would basically already know what there is to know. It was a very childish, limiting, delusional belief that I had. If you want to change your beliefs, you have to change your actions. Don't try to just tell yourself affirmations to believe something different when you have no physical proof that this is the case. Take actions and then your belief system will change. So if you want to be a lean person, let's say you're like, you used to think that you just hold on so much fat. It's so hard for me to lose weight. Every time I lose weight, I gain weight or whatever. Those are limiting beliefs. Instead, just focus on the actions. Go to the gym, stick to the workout plan, eat clean, and eventually you will see results, and then your beliefs will change. Like, oh my God, I can actually be fit. I can get the body that I want. I can grow bigger muscles. I can get leaner. I can get faster. Because you're taking the actions and you're seeing the proof that it works. I think fitness is like the greatest thing you can do to build self-discipline. Like once you learn how to get fit, you can actually learn to do anything, because it requires so much self-discipline to get fit in the first place. So you get all the tools that you need to do anything. But you'll realize once you make progress towards a goal, you can do anything. I literally have this mindset that I can achieve anything I put my mind to. And what dictates what I do is based off my desires. Who do I want to be? What impact do I want to have? Once I'm clear about that, I know how to prioritize, and I will take action to get what I want. I want to be an influential, impactful leader here. What am I doing? I'm taking action. I'm posting consistently 3 times a week now on YouTube, because that's how I'm going to get better. And it was very hard to start at first because I sucked. I didn't know what I was doing. but you figure it out along the way. And I'm already so much more ahead than where I was last year just because I took action. My life is going to be so much different by the end of the year when it's going to be a full year that I've done YouTube. I can already see the signs and I believe it. I want you to do the same thing in your life. And I want you to be aware of this one lie you might tell to yourself. There's one lie that you might say that's been holding you back from taking action. You might say that you're a perfectionist. I used to say that. You might say that as well about yourself. You're not. You're a procrastinator. A perfectionist has done things and just can't completely submit the final project because they're always trying to fix it. But for you, you haven't even started yet. You haven't even taken the first step. You cannot use that as an excuse. Your brain will always give you excuses and lies for you to soothe yourself and to soothe your ego because you're not making progress, because you've been lazy. Your brain will always try to convince you of so many things that aren't true to hold you back to where you want to go. You have to say, that brain, I don't know why I censored myself. I never censored my F words. And don't worry, it's so normal that you're a procrastinator because humans, it turns out, we are hardwired for procrastination because like back in the day, the motivated starter, the person that got up early, exercised and strategized and began like multitasking and doing things months in advance, whatever, those humans did not survive because they would burn too many calories to keep that up. And back in the day, like your calories and your metabolism like was so specific because it had to make sure that it was enough for you to be able to hunt and do what actually mattered. Everything was about like what you could do better for the moment. It wasn't as much as future planning back in the day because there wasn't anything else happening, you know? But now today, since everything is so easy, food is easy, access to deliveries, grocery stores, whatever, everything is so much more comfortable and easy that we can have space to plan for the future. And we have to resist that temptation to do nothing because it'd be so easy to just sit back. But we know the consequence of that. We know that if we're being lazy, we're not going to make progress. We're not going to evolve and get better. And the reason why humans back in the day got better and actually evolved and made progress was because there was some sort of threat. Let's say they had to invent fire because they had to keep, animals further away from them at night or keep themselves warm or whatever. I don't really know the reason why they had fire, but there was reasons why we always made progress, why we created shelter. It's because there was always some sort of threat. But today we're so comfortable that we do not have this threat. So you need to create that. You need to create some sort of consequence, something that makes you frightened that if you don't do it, you would die. And the way you could go about it is just to visualize what would your life look like a year from now if you kept doing the same thing. For me, one of my biggest fears is being in the same place I was next year that I am now. I want my life to always evolve. I never want to settle. I never want to peak. I just want to keep getting better. And I know some people will say that's toxic, but to me, that drives me because there's always so much more to learn. And that to me is exciting. The fact that I don't like the fact that I'm going to die not knowing everything on earth. And that's something I probably need to heal. But right now it's fun to know that because I'm like, there's so much to discover. So create a fear that you're more scared to not reach your potential, not change your life. You're scared of being in the same place next year, create that fear over the fear of what people think of you, the fear of failing, the fear of not being enough. Because those are all lies. Those are all false. They're not real. They don't exist. You are the only one standing between you and the life that you want. There's always a way, and you can find the way. You're the one that's going to do it. So, that was it. That's my video. I hope you liked it. I hope you feel inspired and motivated. And I hope you feel like we're on the same team, because I want you on my team. Okay? All right. I love you so much. I will see you in 2 days or 3, depending on what day of the week I post this, in my next video. All right? Love you. Bye.